serving the people of this community since 1918. Service is our motto. The poor, the rich, the middle class and all are given the best of care and attention at all times. You have the privilege to select what you want. In your time of need, contact the capable, the competent, and the dependable staff of the Jwwilliams Funeral Home who is genuinely concerned with your care. At Jwwilliams Funeral Home, you are aptly served by the proprietor president, Deacon Arthur L. Parker, who continues the traditions and values set forth by the past president, Dr. Napoleon Williams. Your announcers for the Jwwilliams Funeral Home Sunday morning program are Deacon Arthur L. Parker, Reverend Isaac H. Owens, Mrs. Calandra Wilkerson Parker, Minister Frankie Harmon, Ms. Sandra Johnson, and Deacon Earl Clark, Jr.
Thank you, and good morning, friends. We come to you this morning to bring announcements, dedications, and songs. We certainly hope that your day may be brighter after listening to our program. Family of Mrs. Phyllis Mackenzie Lewis of Byronville, Georgia. The family of Miss Nadine Pope of Americus, Georgia. The family of Mother Eunice Lester Dawson, age 102, of Byronville, Georgia. The family of Mr. Ray Kim Devon Jackson of Cordele, Georgia, would like to thank their many friends for the food, the flowers, the condolences, and all other expressions of sympathy and kindness shown to them during their hours of sorrow and bereavement during the past week. Mrs. Phyllis Mackenzie Lewis, age 58, of 12971 Highway 90 West, Byronville, Georgia, died Thursday, January 8th, at the Chris Regional Hospital in Cordele, Georgia. The funeral service for Mrs. Phyllis Mackenzie Lewis, age 58, was held on Sunday, January 18th, at the Dooley County K-8 School in Pinehurst, Georgia. The Reverend Jerry Sanders, pastor of the Bethlehem Baptist Church of Doolin, Georgia, officiated. The burial followed at the Little Poplar Springs Baptist Church Cemetery in Byronville, Georgia. Survivors include a loving and devoted husband, Mr. Sammy Lewis of Byronville, Georgia, her loving and caring children, Mr. Lenars Gary of Lilly, Georgia, Mr. Charles Henry of Montezuma, Georgia, Mrs. LaShonda Gooch and her husband, Mr. Roderick Gooch of Warner Robins, Georgia, Mr. Christopher Carter of Virginia, and Miss Megan Lewis of Byronville, Georgia. 5 beloved grandchildren, her loving and devoted mother, Mrs. Alfie Williams of Byronville, Georgia. A beloved sister, Mrs. Wadzette Cardwell, and her husband, Mr. Charles Cardwell of Byronville, Georgia. Her beloved brothers, Mr. Carl McKenzie of Unadilla, Georgia, Mr. Grabowski McKenzie of Byronville, Georgia, Mr. Chris McKenzie and his wife, Mrs. Wanda McKenzie of Atlanta, Georgia, and Mr. Alexander McKenzie of Warner Robins, Georgia. 8 sisters-in-law, 4 brothers-in-law, a host of beloved nieces, nephews, cousins, other relatives, and many, many sorrowing friends, to include her Frito-Lay family, survived Mrs. Phyllis Mackenzie Lewis, age 58, of 12971 Highway 90, Byronville, Georgia. Community activist Miss Nadine Pope, age 68, of 132 North Village Drive, Americus, Georgia, died Friday, January 16th at the Magnolia Manor Nursing Center in Americus, Georgia. The funeral service for community active Ms. Nadine Pope, age 68, was held Friday, January 23rd in the sanctuary of her beloved Friendship Missionary Baptist Church in Americus, Georgia. The pastor, Bishop Melvin McCluster, officiated. The burial followed at Staley Memorial Garden in Americus, Georgia. Survivors include her loving and devoted sibling, Mr. Leonard Pope Jr. of Americus, Georgia, Mrs. Linda Pope Larkin and her husband, Mr. James Larkin of Albany, Georgia, and Mr. Harold Pope and his fiancée, Miss Sandra Twente of Americus, Georgia. A host of beloved nieces, nephews, cousins, her beloved godchildren, other relatives, and many, many sorrowing friends survive. Community active Miss Nadine Pope, age 68, of 132 North Village Drive, Americus, Georgia. Mother Eunice Lester Dawson, age 102, of 345 Church Avenue, Byronville, Georgia, died Monday, January 12th at a residence in Byronville, Georgia. The memorial service for Mother Eunice Lester Dawson, age 102, was held on Saturday, January 24th, in the chapel of the Jwwilliams Funeral Home in Cordele, Georgia. Her pastor, the Reverend Mary Scott, former pastor of the Byron Chapel CME Church in Byronville, Georgia, officiated. Survivors include her loving and devoted children, Miss Addie W. Dawson of Atlanta, Georgia, Miss Ellery Pridgeon of Byronville, Georgia, her loving and devoted grandchildren, Mr. Terrence Dawson of Atlanta, Georgia, Mr. Charles Dawson, and Mr. Kelvin Pridgeon, both of Byronville, Georgia, Mr. Octavius Wiggins of Atlanta, Georgia, and Mr. Curtis Lee of Montezuma, Georgia. A host of beloved great-grandchildren, other relatives, and many, many sorrowing friends survive Mother Eunice Lester Dawson, age 102, of 345 Church Avenue, Byronville, Georgia. Mr. Rakim Devon Jackson, age 37, of 106 Richardson Street, Cordele, Georgia, died Thursday, January 8th at his residence in Cordele, Georgia. The funeral service for Mr. Rakim Devon Jackson, age 37, was held Saturday, January 24th in the sanctuary of the Gethsemane Missionary Baptist Church in Cordele, Georgia. The pastor, Reverend Cecil Strouder, officiated. His beloved cousin, the Reverend Jeff Wilson, pastor of the Odom Grove Baptist Church, delivered the eulogy. The burial followed at the Bethel Cemetery in Cordele, Georgia. Survivors include his loving and devoted parents, Chairman Deacon Johnny and Miss Sheila Wilson of Cordele, Georgia. His beloved sisters, Miss Shaquilla Wilson of Ashburn, Georgia, Miss Lakeria Jackson and Miss Valencia Jackson, both of Cordele, Georgia. His beloved brothers, Mr. Casadia Jackson, Mr. DeMarco Jackson, both of Cordele, Georgia. His beloved and devoted aunts and uncles, Mrs. Ruth Pitnick of Denver, Colorado, Miss Linda Wilson, Miss Barbara Wilson, Miss Louita Harris, Miss Mary Kitchen, Mrs. Johnny Mae Smith, Mr. Woodrow Wilson Jr., Mr. Roscoe Wilson and his wife, Mrs. Gladys Wilson, Mr. Leon Wilson and his wife, Mrs. Nancy Wilson, and Mrs. Shonda Harris Jackson, all of Cordele, Georgia. His beloved great aunt, Miss Jerry Jackson of Cordele, Georgia. A host of beloved nieces and nephews, many cousins, other relatives, and many sorrowing friends, to include his special friends, Miss April Glenn, Miss Kenya Whitehead, and Mr. Kelvin Killings, survived Mr. Ray Kim Devon Jackson, age 37, of 806 Richardson Street, Cordele, Georgia. Again, the family of Mrs. Phyllis Mackenzie Lewis, of Byronville, Georgia. The family of community actives, Miss Nadine Pope of Americus, Georgia. The family of Mother Eunice Lester Dawson, age 102, of Byronville, Georgia. The family of Mr. Rakim Devon Jackson would like to thank our friends for all of the many kindnesses shown to them during their hours of sorrow and bereavement during the past week. Each of their prayer. The Jwwilliams funeral directors serving Cordele and Vienna were in charge of each of these arrangements during the past week. And now, it is certainly with the deepest regret that we make the following announcement. Mother Lucille Foster Daniels, age 100, of Decatur, Georgia, formerly of Cordele, Georgia, died Monday, January 19th, at a residence in Decatur, Georgia. Survivors include her loving and devoted daughters, Miss Annie Daniels Gordon and Miss Minnie Daniels, both of Decatur, Georgia. Her loving and devoted sons, Mr. Willie Daniels of Atlanta, Georgia, Mr. Charlie Daniels of Lithonia, Georgia, and Mr. Leonard Daniels and his wife, Mrs. Geraldine Daniels of Ellenwood, Georgia. A beloved daughter-in-law, Miss Justine Daniels of Atlanta, Georgia. 18 beloved grandchildren, 29 great-grandchildren, 3 great-great-grandchildren, a host of beloved nieces, nephews, cousins, other relatives, and many, many sorrowing friends survive Mother Lucille Foster Daniels, age 100, of Decatur, Georgia, formerly of Cordele, Georgia. The funeral service for Mother Lucille Foster Daniels, age 100, will be held on Saturday, January 31st at 10 a.m. at the Chris County Middle School Gymnasium, Old Hatley Road, Cordele, Georgia. The Reverend Charles Perry Jr., pastor of the Mission of Hope Baptist Church, will officiate. The burial will follow at the Macedonia Church Cemetery, Drayton Community, Vienna, Georgia. The public visitation will be on Friday, January 30th, from 1 until 5 p.m. at the Jwwilliams Funeral Home. Mr. Damon Daniels Jr., age 74, of Decatur, Georgia, died Tuesday, January 20th, at his residence in Decatur, Georgia. Survivors include his loving and devoted daughters, Miss April Cross and Miss Daniela Cross, both of Cordele, Georgia. 8 beloved grandchildren. His beloved sisters, Miss Annie Daniels Gordon and Miss Minnie Daniels, both of Decatur, Georgia. His beloved brothers, Mr. Willie Daniels of Atlanta, Georgia, Mr. Charlie Daniels of Lithonia, Georgia, and Mr. Leonard Daniels and his wife, Mrs. Geraldine Daniels of Ellenwood, Georgia. His sister-in-law, Miss Justine Daniels of Atlanta, Georgia. A host of beloved nieces, nephews, cousins, other relatives, and many, many sorrowing friends survive Mr. Damon Daniels Jr., age 74, of Decatur, Georgia, formerly of Cordele, Georgia. The funeral service for Mr. Damon Daniels Jr., age 74, will be held on Saturday, January 31st at 10 a.m. at the Chris County Middle School Gymnasium, Old Hatley Road, Cordele, Georgia. The Reverend Charles Perry Jr., pastor of the Mission of Hope Baptist Church, will officiate. The burial will follow at the Macedonia Church Cemetery, Drayton Community, Vienna, Georgia. The public visitation will be on Thursday, January 30th, from 1 until 5 p.m. at the Jwwilliams Funeral Home. Mr. Willie Jean McKenzie, age 73, of 305 North 10th Street, Cordele, Georgia, died Tuesday, December 30th, at his residence in Cordele, Georgia. Survivors include his loving and devoted wife, Mrs. Joanne Nelson McKenzie of Cordele, Georgia, his loving and devoted daughters, Miss Demetrius McKenzie of Cordele, Georgia, and Miss Samantha McKenzie of Perry, Georgia. A beloved sister, Miss Rosalind Walton of Eastland, South Carolina. His beloved brother, Mr. Robert Harvey of Cordele, Georgia. A host of nieces, nephews, cousins, other relatives, and many, many sorrowing friends survive Mr. Willie Jean McKenzie, age 73, of 305 North 10th Street, Cordele, Georgia. The funeral service for Mr. Willie Jean McKenzie, age 73, will be announced at a later date pending the completion of the arrangements. Mr. Kason Lucas, age 42, of 408 North 4th Street, Cordele, Georgia, died early this morning, Sunday, January 25th, at his residence in Cordele, Georgia. The funeral service for Mr. Kason Lucas Jr., age 42, will be announced at a later date, pending the completion of the arrangements. The Jwwilliams funeral directors serving Cordele and Vienna are in charge of each of these arrangements during this week. Friends, that conclude our funeral notices for this morning. And as always, we do remind each of you concerning our pre-funeral arrangements planning available at the Jwwilliams Funeral Home, with packages available with a single pay, a 3-year pay, a 5-year pay, and a 10-year pay. So please stop by and talk with us concerning your pre-funeral arrangements needs available at the Jwwilliams Funeral Home. And also whole life insurance is available at the Jwwilliams Funeral Home.
Everyone to worship with them today, with worship service beginning at 9:45 a.m. You may join them each Wednesday at 6:30 a.m. for morning prayer and at 7 o'clock p.m. for an hour of encouragement. The dial-in number is 253-993-3761. Pastor Teacher Johnny Dean is the pastor. The Vienna Church of Christ invites everyone to worship with them each Sunday by Zoom or either in person, with Sunday school beginning at 10 o'clock a.m. Morning worship begins at 11 o'clock a.m. Bible study is held each Wednesday at 7 o'clock p.m. The Zoom number is 447-485-6691. Brother Carl Colbert is the minister. The Zion Hope Baptist Church of America invites everyone to the service of deacons ordination, reassignment, and reaffirmation service, which will be held today. The ordination press will convene at 1:30 p.m., followed by the ordination worship service at 2:30 p.m. Everyone is cordially invited to attend. Reverend Wesley Ashton is the pastor. Freedom Harvest Worship Center annual community prayer breakfast will be on Saturday, January 31st at 10 o'clock a.m. Pastor Mathis Wright of the Zion Hope Baptist Church and the Union Grove Baptist Church will be the guest minister. Everyone is cordially invited to attend. Dr. Georgia Daraso is the pastor. The New Beulah Baptist Church of Lee County Men and Women's Day service will be observed on Sunday, February the 1st, beginning at 10 o'clock a.m. Reverend Terrell Carter of Poulin, Georgia will be the guest speaker. Everyone is cordially invited to attend. The unity colors are red and white. Reverend Christopher Perry is the pastor. The Spring Hill Baptist Church Family and Friends Day service will be observed today. Worship service begins at 10 o'clock a.m. and everyone is cordially invited to attend. Mother Lily Mathis, Church Mother, Deacon Eddie Byron, Chairman of Deacons, Dr. Eddie Talbert is the pastor. The Shady Grove Baptist Church 50 Men in Black, 50 Women in White program will be observed today beginning at 2 o'clock p.m. The Beulah Baptist Church and Pastor Reverend Dwayne Daniels will be the special guest. Everyone is cordially invited to attend. Sister Shawana Davis is the secretary. Deacon Sammy Mumphrey is the chairman of deacons. Reverend Kelvin E. Drake Sr. is the pastor. The Mount Moriah Baptist Church of Warwick Men and Women's Day service will be observed on Sunday, January 25th, beginning at 10 o'clock a.m. Deacon Sammy McGill is the chairman of deacons. Reverend Ivory Corbin is the pastor. You're cordially invited to worship at the beautiful Zion Baptist Church Women in Red program, which will be held on Sunday, February the 1st, beginning at 11 o'clock a.m. Minister Vicki Kemp of Rochelle, Georgia, will be the guest speaker. Sister Asleen Kellogg is the church mother. Reverend Lorinda Ray is the pastor. The Evergreen Baptist Church of Rochelle Family and Friends Day service will be observed on Sunday, February the 8th, beginning at 11 o'clock a.m. The pastor, Dr. Sean Philpott, will deliver the message. They will be remembering past members that have transitioned. Dr. Sean Philpott Sr. is the pastor. The New Hope Baptist Church of Warwick Family Friends Day service will be observed on Sunday, February 15th at 10 o'clock a.m. The pastor, Reverend Tiller Sims, will deliver the message. Mother Lovey Bagley, church mother. Deacon Dennis Harris, chairman of deacons. Reverend Tiller Sims is the pastor. Brother Norris Mathis' 19th Gospel Anniversary will be observed on Sunday, February 22nd at 4 o'clock p.m. The program will be held at the Spring Hill Baptist Church on Cannon Road in Cordele. Featuring our program will be the Gospel Travelers, Bubba and the Zionaires, Troy Chapman and the Truth Gospel Pioneers, Chosen Voices, the Spiritual Saints, Truly Blessed, and many, many more. The doors will open at 3 o'clock p.m. and the program will begin at 4 o'clock p.m. For more information, please contact Brother Norris Mathis at 229-417-0034 or Minister Gloria Mathis at 947-1516. Also this morning, we would like to share with you and extend a cordial invitation for you to worship at the Mount Calvary Baptist Church in its annual Family and Friends Day service that was postponed. That the service has been rescheduled for Sunday, February the 15th. Everyone has a cordial invitation to attend. Dr. Brandon Williams, Superintendent of Schools of Chris County, will be the guest speaker, and everyone has a cordial invitation to attend. Sister Linda Rollins is the chair lady. Deacon Leon Spears is the chairman of deacons. Reverend Isaac H. Owens is the pastor. You're cordially invited to worship at the Greater Mars Tabernacle Baptist Church today. Sunday school begins at 9 o'clock a.m. Morning worship at 9:30 a.m. Everyone has a cordial invitation to attend. Deacon Arthur L. Parker, chairman of deacons. Dr. K.M. Williams is the pastor. You're invited to worship at the New Oak Grove Baptist Church today. Worship service Sunday school begins at 9:30 a.m., followed by their morning worship service. Everyone has a cordial invitation to attend. Again, we'd like to remind you, if you have not gotten your calendar for the 2026 year, that you're invited and you're welcome to stop by the J.W. Williams Funeral Home, that you might get a copy of this year's calendar. Everyone has a cordial invitation to worship at the Assembly Baptist Church today. Services begin at 10:30 a.m. Deacon Johnny Wilson, chairman of deacons. Reverend Cecil Strother is the pastor. You're invited to worship at the Greater Gum Creek Baptist Church today. Worship service begins at 10:30 a.m. Mother Norma Solomon, church mother. Deacon Zachary Fields, chairman of deacons. Reverend Joseph Hagerbrook is the pastor. The beautiful Zion Baptist Church extends a cordial invitation for everyone to worship with them today. Worship service begins at 11 o'clock a.m. Mother Asleen Kellogg is the church mother. Reverend Lorinda Ray is the pastor. You're cordially invited to worship at the Zion Hope Baptist Church today. Sunday school begins at 10:30 a.m. Worship service at 11:30 a.m. Deacon Xavier Bryant Sr. is the chairman of deacons. Reverend Willie James Felton is the pastor. The Emmanuel Baptist Church extends a cordial invitation for everyone to worship with them today. Sunday school begins at 10 o'clock a.m., worship service at 11:15 a.m. Bible study is held each Wednesday at 6:30 p.m. Mother William McGill, church mother. Reverend Gregory Williams is the pastor. You're cordially invited to worship at the New St. Stephen's Church today. Services begin at 11 o'clock a.m. Dr. Frankie Harmon is the pastor. Temple of Praise Praise, Church of God by Faith extends a cordial invitation for you to worship with them today. Sunday school begins at 10 o'clock a.m., morning worship at 11:15 a.m., and you may join them live on Facebook. Bible study is held each Wednesday at 7 o'clock p.m. For more information, you may call 229-949-0144. Elder Michael Wyndham is the pastor. As always at this time, we would like to remind you, if you have announcements that you would like for us to share on our Sunday morning program, that you may bring them by the funeral home Monday through Saturday until 12 o'clock noon. We'll be so happy to share them each and every Sunday morning as we get those announcements. You may fax them to us at 229-273-5111, or you may email them to us at info@jwwilliams.com. info@jwwilliams.com. If you tune in on a Sunday morning, you're not able to get us here at the TV station, we encourage you to join us on our each Sunday morning on WDEC Radio. You may reach us there at 7:30 a.m. for our Sunday morning program, or you may join us on our Facebook page, the J.W. Williams Funeral Home Facebook page, or you may join us on our J.W. Williams Funeral Home YouTube channel each and every Sunday morning. Beginning at 7 o'clock a.m., we are live, and at 7:30 a.m., we are on WDEC Radio 94.7. That concludes our announcements for this morning, and we ask that you would bear all of our announcements in mind as you're preparing to stay safe throughout this weather that we are planning to get at this time. We're on live TV this morning. I hope you all can hear me now. As we continue this morning with our dedications, our first selection this morning is dedicated in love and memory of Mrs. Ida Rose Oliver, who departed this life January the 2nd, 2021. Dedication requested by her children, grandchildren, and the entire family. In love and memory of Ms. Coralie Black, who departed this life January the 5th, 2007. Dedication requested by the family. In love and memory of Deacon Charles Perry Sr., who departed this life January the 7th, 2011. Dedication requested by the children, the Perry, the Walker, and the Bolton families. In love and memory of my cousin, Mr. James Rogers, who would have celebrated his birthday January the 8th. Dedication requested by his children, grandchildren, great-grandchildren, his sisters and brothers, and the entire Rogers family. In loving memory of Mr. George Leon Mumford, who departed this life January the 8th, 2004. Dedication requested by his wife, Mrs. Juanita Mumford, his children, grandchildren, and the entire family. In loving memory of Mrs. Addie Lou Beal, who departed her life January the 10th, 2023. Dedication requested by her children, Mrs. Carolyn Beal Thomas, Stuart Peyton Beal Jr., Mrs. Imogene Mobley, Mr. Willie Beal, Mr. Ernest Beal, Miss Patricia Cross, her grandchildren, and the entire Beal family, gone but not forgotten. In loving memory of Mrs. Mamie Rose Royal, who departed this life January 12th, 2012, and would have celebrated her birthday on January the 18th. Dedication requested by the entire family. In loving memory of Mrs. Sadie Singleton, who departed this life January 13th, 1983. Dedication requested by the family. In loving memory of Mrs. Eva Pearl Gaston, who would have celebrated her birthday on January the 14th. She departed this life on January the 18th. Dedication requested by the family. In loving memory of Mother Hattie Mae Mathis, who would have celebrated her birthday on January the 15th. Dedication requested by her daughter, Dr. Ruby Jackson, and the entire Mathis family. Loving memory of Mr. Steve O. Armstrong Sr., who would have celebrated his birthday on January the 16th. Dedication requested by his children, grandchildren, and the entire Armstrong family. Loving memory of Mrs. Regina Denard, who would have celebrated her birthday on January the 18th. Dedication requested by the family. In loving memory of our beloved Mrs. Billy Ann Hall, who would have celebrated January the 19th. Dedication requested by her dear friend, Miss Easter Sanders. Precious memories linger still. In loving memory of Mrs. Edwina Carter, who would have celebrated her birthday on January the 20th. Dedication requested by the family. In loving memory of Mother Frances Williams, who departed this life January 20th, 2021. Dedication requested by the family. In loving memory of Mr. Anthony Trovell Paul, who departed his life January 22nd, 1998. Dedication requested by the Paul family. In loving memory of Mrs. Daisy Jones, who departed this life January 27th, 2008. Dedication requested by the family. In loving memory of Deacon Willie James Glenn, who departed this life January 28th, 2004. Dedication requested by his wife, Mrs. Molly Glenn, his children and grandchildren, his siblings, Joanne, Deacon Charles Glenn, and Pastor Calvin Glenn, and the entire Glenn family. In loving memory of Miss Sheila Harris, who departed this life January 29th, 2006. Dedication requested by the family. In loving memory of Ms. Ruby Addy, who departed this life January 31st, 1978. Dedication requested by the family. In loving memory of Mr. Marvin Clark, who would have celebrated his birthday on January 31st. Dedication requested by the entire family. As we continue this morning, we would like to take this time to wish a very special happy birthday to all those persons who have celebrated birthdays throughout this month. We'd like to say happy birthday to Mother Adeline Lofton, who celebrated her birthday on January the 11th. Dedication requested by her children, grandchildren, and the entire family. Happy birthday to Miss Latoya Kendrick, who celebrated her birthday on Wednesday, January the 7th. Dedication requested by the family. Happy birthday to Miss Aletha Askew, who celebrated her birthday on Thursday, January the 8th. Dedication requested by the Askew and Jones family and all the members of the New Oak Grove Baptist Church. Happy birthday, Miss Aletha. As we continue this morning, happy birthday to Miss Cynthia Jackson, who celebrated her birthday on Thursday, January the 8th. Dedication requested by the entire family. Happy birthday to Miss Kimberly Felton, who celebrated her birthday on Friday, January the 9th. Dedication requested by her parents, Mr. George and Miss Annette Felton, her grandmother, Miss Easter May Sanders, and all of her many friends. We all say happy birthday to Miss Kimberly Felton, who celebrated her birthday on January the 9th. Happy birthday to Reverend W.W. Wilson, who celebrated his birthday on Saturday, January the 10th. Dedication requested by the entire Wilson family, as well as the members of the New Oak Grove Baptist Church. Happy birthday to Miss Shalonda Mason, who celebrated her birthday on Saturday, January the 10th. Dedication requested by the family. Happy birthday to Mrs. Marilyn Regina Dean, who celebrated her birthday on Saturday, January the 10th. Dedication requested by her husband, her children, grandchildren, and the entire family. All pause and say happy birthday and pray that God will bless her to see many, many more. Happy birthday to retired Chief Master Sergeant Norman F. Dexter Sr., who celebrated his birthday on Sunday, January the 11th. Dedication requested by his wife, Dr. Gwendolyn Maxine Dexter, his children, his grandson Noble, and the entire family, as well as the staff of the Jwwilliams Funeral Home. We say happy birthday to retired Chief Master Sergeant Norman F. Dexter Sr. Happy 75th birthday to Miss Carolyn Bill Thomas, who celebrated her birthday on Sunday, January the 11th. Dedication requested by her children, Benicia Johnson, Sergeant Hamilton Thomas, her siblings, grandchildren, and the entire family. Happy birthday to Miss Martha Lewis, who celebrated her birthday on Sunday, January the 11th. Dedication requested by her family. Happy birthday to Mr. Robert Pete Dennis, who celebrated his birthday on Thursday, January the 5th. Dedication requested by his children, grandchildren, the entire Dennis and Colson families. Happy birthday to Mr. Willie Lee Colson, who celebrated his birthday on Friday, January the 16th. Dedication requested by his children, the Dennis and Colson families. We'd like to pause and say happy birthday also to Deacon Sammy McGill, who celebrated his birthday on Friday, January the 16th. Dedication requested by his wife, his children, his grandchildren, the entire McGill and Parker families, as well as the members of the Mount Moriah Baptist Church. They all pause and say happy birthday to Deacon Sammy McGill. Happy birthday to Miss Val Royal and Mr. Frederick Royal, who celebrated their birthday on Saturday, January 17th. Dedication requested by the Royal, Lawton, and Epps family. Happy birthday to Miss Betty Epps, who celebrated her birthday on Saturday, January the 17th. Dedication requested by the Lawton and Epps family. Happy birthday to Miss Tequila Singleton, who celebrated her birthday on Saturday, January the 17th. Dedication requested by the family. Happy birthday to Stuart Peyton Beal Jr., who celebrated his birthday on Sunday, January the 18th. Dedication requested by his daughter, Miss Dorena Mullins, his grandchildren, his siblings, Mrs. Carolyn Beal Thomas, Mrs. Imogene Mobley, Mr. Willie Frank Beal, Mr. Ernest Beal, and Miss Patricia Cross, as well as the members of the Shady Grove CME Church and the entire Beal family. Happy birthday to Mr. Charles Kenneth Strickland, who celebrated his birthday on Monday, January the 19th. Dedication requested by the family. Happy birthday to Reverend Choice Cobb Sr., who celebrated his birthday on Tuesday, January the 20th. Dedication requested by his wife, First Lady Sister Deborah Cobb, his children, grandchildren, his church families, the members of the Spring Hill Baptist Church of Tippettville and the Free Providence Baptist Church of Vienna, all of his many friends. Pause and say happy birthday to Reverend Choice Cobb Sr. Happy birthday to Mr. Tyrone Fletcher, who celebrated his birthday on Tuesday, January the 20th. Dedication requested by the entire family. Happy birthday to Mr. Cedric Quarterman, who celebrated his birthday on Tuesday, January the 20th. Dedication requested by the Quarterman, Lawton, and Epps family. Very special happy birthday. Happy birthday to Ms. Annette Sanders Felton, who celebrated her birthday on Wednesday, January 21st. Dedication requested by her husband, Mr. George Felton, her daughter, Miss Kimberly Felton, and her mother, Miss Easter Sanders, and all of her many friends. Pause and say happy birthday to Miss Annette Sanders Felton, who celebrated her birthday on Wednesday, January 21st. Happy birthday to Mr. David Kendrick, who celebrated his birthday on Wednesday, January 21st. Dedication requested by the Kendrick and Harris family. Happy birthday to Miss Sherry Harris, who celebrated her birthday on Thursday, January 22nd. Dedication requested by the Kendrick and Harris family. Happy birthday to Mr. Corey Pate, who celebrated his birthday on Saturday, January 24th. Dedication requested by his mother, Miss Benicia Johnson, his grandmother, Mrs. Carolyn Beal Thomas, and the entire Beal and Pate family. Happy birthday to Miss Jennifer Williams, who is celebrating her birthday today, Sunday, January 25th, dedication requested by the entire family. Happy birthday to our friend and our brother, Mr. James Bleach, who is celebrating his birthday today, dedication requested by his wife, Miss Gayla Bleach, and the entire family. As they say, happy birthday. Happy birthday, James, and may God will bless you to see many, many more. This selection this morning is dedicated to Deacon George Jordan and family, Deacon and Mrs. Willie James Patrick and family, Mother Vera Mae Johnson and family, Mother Willie Mae Leary and family. This selection is also being dedicated to Mother Martha Westbrook and family, for Mrs. Bernice Lester and family, also for Reverend Choice and Mrs. Deborah Cobb and family, Deacon and Mrs. M.L. Lewis Sr. and family, Brother and Minister Norris Mathis and family. Selection is also being dedicated to Deacon Charles Hardeman and family, for Deacon and Minister Leon Spears and family, for Ms. China Ezel and all the staff at BJ's Giner, for Mrs. Angela Hart, Henderson Redding, City Manager of the City of Cordele, for Dr. Brandon Williams, Superintendent of Schools of the Chris County School System. This is our first selection this morning.
Hello. Yes, sir. Okay. All right. Okay. All right. Uh-huh.
The funeral service for Mother Lucille Daniels will be held on Saturday, January 31st at 10 o'clock a.m. at the Crisp County Middle School Gymnasium, Old Hadley Road, Cordele, Georgia. Reverend Charles Perry Jr., pastor of Mission of Hope Baptist Church, will officiate. The burial will follow at the Macedonia Church Cemetery, Drayton Community, Vienna, Georgia. The public visitation will be on Friday, January 30th from 1 until 5 o'clock p.m. at the Jwwilliams Funeral Home. Mr. Damon Daniels Jr., age 74, of Decatur, Georgia, died Tuesday, January 20th, at his residence. The funeral service for Mr. Damon Daniels Jr. will be held on Saturday, January 31st at 10 o'clock a.m. at the Crisp County Middle School Gymnasium, Old Hadley Road, Cordele, Georgia. Reverend Charles Perry Jr., pastor of the Mission of Hope Baptist Church, will officiate. The burial will follow at the Macedonia Church Cemetery, Drayton Community, Vienna, Georgia. The public visitation will be on Thursday, January 30th from 1 until 5 o'clock p.m. at the Jwwilliams Funeral Home. Mr. Willie Jean McKenzie, age 73, of 305 North 10th Street, Cordele, Georgia, died Tuesday, December 30th at his residence. The funeral service for Mr. Willie Jean McKenzie will be announced at a later date pending the completion of the arrangements. Mr. Kason Lucas, age 42, of 408 North 4th Street, Cordele, Georgia, died early this morning, Sunday, January 25th, at his residence. The funeral service for Mr. Kason Lucas will be announced at a later date pending the completion of the arrangements. The Jwwilliams funeral directors serving Cordele and Vienna will be in charge of these arrangements during this week. The poor, the rich, the middle class, and all are given the best of care and attention at all times. You have the privilege to select what you want. In your time of need, contact the capable, the competent, and the dependable staff of the Jwwilliams Funeral Home, who is genuinely. Our final selection this morning is dedicated to the bereaved families whose loved ones were laid to rest during the past week. The family of Mrs. Phyllis McKenzie Luke of Byronville, Georgia. The family of Mrs. Nadine, community activist Mrs. Nadine Pope of Americus, Georgia. The family of Mother Eunice Lester Dawson of Byronville, Georgia. The family of Mr. Rakeem Devon Jackson of Cordele, Georgia. This selection is dedicated to bereaved families whose loved ones will be laid to rest during this week. The family of Mother Lucille Foster Daniels of Decatur, Georgia, formerly of Cordele, Georgia. The family of Mr. Damon Daniels Jr. of Decatur, Georgia. The family of Mr. Willie Jean McKenzie of Cordele, Georgia. The family of Mr. Kason Lucas of Cordele, Georgia. This selection is dedicated to all of the sick and shut-ins, to all of our patients in the local and surrounding hospitals, nursing homes, and rehabilitation centers. This selection is dedicated to our ministers, their spouses and family, our retired educators, the men and women serving in the armed forces, both stateside and abroad, all veterans, and to everyone who listens to our program each and every Sunday morning. It is a pleasure for us to bring this program to you. Our program this morning is dedicated in its entirety in loving memory of our past president, Dr. Napoleon Williams. We dedicate our program this morning to our president, CEO, Deacon Arthur L. Parker, and his wife, Mrs. Clondra Wilkerson Parker, and to each of you who join us each and every Sunday morning. We are thankful and blessed that you share with us. As always, we would like to remind you, again, share one other announcement with you, that the Friendship Baptist Church of Americus, Georgia, as they had scheduled their 37th anniversary honoring Bishop and First Lady Melvin McCluster, the program for this afternoon has been rescheduled. There will not be a 4 o'clock program this afternoon, but the program has been rescheduled for Sunday, February the 8th. Sunday, February the 8th. So please look to share with them on Sunday, February the 8th, Bishop Melvin McCluster and First Lady McCluster in their anniversary. Our program again this morning is dedicated to each of you who have tuned in each and every Sunday morning. Again, we encourage you to stay safe throughout this time as you're going about and be cautious of the weather. We thank you again for tuning in with us on this Sunday morning. For those of you who have shared with us on Facebook, we thank you. For those of you who are sharing with us on our YouTube channel, we thank you as well. Until next Sunday morning, we pray God's richest blessings upon each of you. Our final selection this morning. Thank you for joining us this morning. We hope you've enjoyed our program. Tune in again on next Sunday morning. In your time of need, contact the competent, capable, and dependable staff at the Jwwilliams